We definitely want to make sure our listeners and our veteran and active duty community that utilize that VA loan is abreast of these changes and why it's going to be important to them. Going into deferment status when you're in school. So let's say, well, the next 3 years that I'm in school currently does not qualify towards my public loan forgiveness because I'm in school. You know, new legislation may come out and they may change that, and then you could retroactively get credit for payments while in school.
And I think you're making a point of strategy, strategizing and understanding and being very strategic in how you operate and your benefits and how you obtain your benefits. I can tell you right now, most veterans are going to tell you about the GI Bill. They're going to tell you about the TA, the tuition assistance, possibly even tell you about voc rehab.
Hello and welcome to the Prepare to Compete podcast, where we talk all things VA benefits, real estate, entrepreneurship, and more. Kenneth Davis, how you feeling today, my brother?
Oh man, I'm feeling blessed. Ready for this segment. I'm so excited because I think we have some jewels to unlock this go round.
Absolutely. Thank everybody for watching. Continue to like, subscribe, leave your comments down. You know, we're taking it to new heights on this episode 2 of season 5 of the official Prepare to Compete podcast. We're here and we're giving you guys some more visuals, right? So, you know, we really want to make this really engaging and educational. So we have some slides that actually go over a lot of the talking points that we'll be discussing tonight for each topic. So very, very excited about that. We're going to be covering quite a few things here. So on this first segment, we're going to be covering public service loan forgiveness. We're going to be talking real estate, and then we have 2 very special segments for you regarding SMC, special monthly compensation. And you have to tune in all the way to the end to get the good information there, because we're going to be talking about some different letters of the alphabet within that SMC that's going to be really important for you. So I know Kenneth is really excited about that.
Oh, no, what I am excited for, a little bit more excited for is because, again, we talk about VA benefits all the time. And again, you listen, I'm a huge proponent, huge educator, huge advocator for veterans and their benefits. But this public loan forgiveness program, you guys, tune in. You will be doing yourself a disservice by not tuning in.
With no further ado, let's get into the public service forgiveness program and how active duty members and veterans are actually impacted by this program. So what is public service loan forgiveness? And, you know, a lot of times our active duty service members and veterans really don't think about this as an option. It's usually targeted at government and nonprofit employees. However, it's a federal program that forgives the remaining balance on student loans after 120 payments. So
hold on. Rewind that. So this is offered to who?
It is offered to government employees. It is offered to certain nonprofits, pretty much all nonprofit employees, offered to active duty military, and also, of course, veterans can take advantage of it as well if they've taken out some of those loans during their active duty service time, because their active duty service time is going to count towards the public service loan forgiveness. So it's a phenomenal aspect of things, right? Okay. And when you really think about it, when you're getting into the service, E1, E2, E3, you're going to school during those times, right? And, you know, as Kenneth was talking about in one of the other episodes, you're not getting the proper wages during that time, right? The wages are low. You're not making a lot of money. And yeah, they're paying for your schooling, but they're not paying for your other auxiliary expenses. You can take out student loans during that time to cover those expenses.
Man, and that's a really, really good point, because TA only covers, TA tuition assistance covers a lot of times. It's going to cover your tuition, right? But there's also a gap for E1, E3, with consideration, obviously, DOD and military, they're considering offering BH for those personnel without, obviously family and so on and so forth, but that's a whole nother conversation. But this public loan forgiveness can actually supplement some of the expenses that it's going to cost you because, it's getting pretty expensive out here. So having this option to forgive all your loans, student loans, federal student loans, correct? Which I'll let you get into it. Didn't mean to interject. I just wanted to make sure that, frankly, we understood who was it for.
Absolutely. Understanding who it's for is definitely important. And really combining the timelines, right? Because, a lot of times you may be active duty and then you discharge from service. And a lot of times our military service members, once they become veterans, are going into careers in public service, right? Where they're working for the government directly, or they're going into law enforcement, going into fire department, all these different sectors of public service. And you could actually combine the time from your military experience, right? Because that active duty experience counts. And then that public service that you had working your new career, whether it be police and fire and different things of that nature.
That's for veterans. I hope you guys are listening up and hearing this, because when we are talking about a program that is, frankly, forgiving your federal student loan debt by going into civil service, 9 times out of 10, most veterans are going to go into civil service anyway, because that's the experience that you have, right? And now they're able to go ahead and forgive that based upon a public loan forgiveness program that's offered to anyone who is working for civil service or nonprofit.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So, but it's very important, the different nuances of the way the loan works. Okay. So, in a way the forgiveness is going to work. So let's say you've taken out some loans when you were E1, E2, right? And then you took out your loans, you went to school for 3 or 4 years, you either stopped going to school or finished the program. So that's fine. So your public service, the student loan forgiveness is going to cover, starting once, pretty much when you finish that program. So they're counting the service time after you taken out that loan. So it can't be where you go to school now, current day as a veteran, and you served 10 years, 20 years ago, and you want to utilize it that way. No, it can't work that way. It works for you to actually take advantage of the loans and then do the service after you've accumulated those loans. So that's a very important distinction there. It won't go retroactively in terms of like, yeah, man, well, I served, 10 years in service and got out and discharged, so I'm going to go run up, $100,000 in loans and try to get it forgiven. No, it's not going to work that way. But if you ran up the loans and then you did public service after that or during that time and continued in public service, then it would count towards those loans there.
The active component of everything that was discussed there, I want veterans to understand, you must be currently active and serving during the time of loan disbursement before it accumulates of the 120 payments. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so please don't send us an email saying, hey, Mr. Jones said, hey, you guys told me that I can be able to have this loan forgiven, and even if I was outside of service 10 years ago. So please make sure you understand those nuances, because it's going to be so very important once you are taking advantage of education.
Absolutely, yeah. And they will kind of piece it together for you. So, for example, if you took out loans prior and then you did some public service or even your service time, they'll count that period.